In this lesson, I want to add in a little bit of jQuery, and that jQuery is going to be able to handle determining which page we're on by using the URI and then ultimately updating the proper element with the actual selected part. So it makes it a little bit more dynamic. And of course, if you've only got 3 web pages and you're okay with adding in selected manually, then you can go ahead and do that. This is just going to be a jQuery functionality in order to do the same thing. And it's just going to be a really quick introduction to adding in jQuery. So what I want to do is I want to open up my full view there, and I'm going to have to add in this jQuery and the JavaScript in each and every one of these pages. So unfortunately, I already saved them and copied them before I did that. So this is going to be, try to do it relatively quickly. So with jQuery, so what jQuery is, if you're not familiar with jQuery, it's a JavaScript library and essentially just makes things, makes interacting with the HTML elements on your web page a little bit easier, and it's a condensed format, so really straightforward and easy to use. So we've got over here, I'm at developers.google.com, and this is a great place to get some libraries. So CDNs, shared libraries, and where I could bring in that jQuery library that's located at ajaxgoogleapis.com, and this is the path to where the jQuery library is located. So if you actually took this this page and if you entered it into your browser, you could see that you've got that jQuery library. So all you're doing is linking over to that jQuery library and bringing it into your web page. And also, if you want to utilize that, you got to make sure that you place the link before you're actually trying to access and write jQuery. So if you do it afterwards, you're going to get some errors because the jQuery library won't be loaded yet. So this is the source of it, and we're going to be doing the same thing where we're going to link to one shared JavaScript file. So the idea is similar to what we do with CSS, where we've got that one file that contains the entire CSS for the web page or website. So we're just going to link to script.js, and I can actually go over and remove out these selected parts. So that's going to be a quick update and create a brand new page. So this is going to be where our jQuery is going to go. So in order to access jQuery, jQuery waits till the actual DOM loads. So that's all of the elements on the web page. And it's got some functionality here where we're going to use console log to output some content. And you're going to be able to see that with jQuery, we're actually able to pick up that window path. So we can have an object called window. And I'm trying to really explain this fairly quickly, so of course I'm not going to be able to explain jQuery this quickly within just within this lesson. But so this is the script.html or script.js, and this is the file that we're linking to. So notice here that this is the actual file that we link to. So I'm going to go out to the products. I believe I did it. Got to see where I've done that, and I'm going to just have to go to every page and copy this out. But this is only a one-time thing, because once I've got this jQuery up and running, then everything will function automatically. And then lastly, this about section, this about page, and I want to add in that same jQuery there and save. So let's take a look at our web page and just see what's going on now. So whenever I click, so I got rid of the actual selection of which page we're actually on. So and we're going to be doing this dynamically within jQuery. And one of the reasons I like to use the console, the Chrome browser, is because the ease of communication back and forth from JavaScript. We've got what's called the console. And when I type in this JavaScript command here where it goes console log, it's taking the object of the window, the location, and the href, and it's just outputting that in the console log. And this was just to show you that we can actually utilize this to get what page we're on. So notice that on the index page, it's just taking this URI here and going to the next one, same thing. So we're outputting it into a value, and then this value now we can make usable within our JavaScript. So let's take a look at that and see how we can actually extract the web page. So we want to apply some simple logic where we want to add an active class or the selected class to the web page if the URI matches the one that's within the current one. So we want to check to see if the current one is about, and if it is, then this products should actually be the one that's highlighted. So let's open that up again, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So we've got so now that we're able to get that value, we could easily place that into a variable and utilize that, but we're still not done because we don't have localhost /about. It's not going to actually match our path unless we're actually using that domain name and so on. So it may or may not work depending on how you're structuring your website, but it's certainly not going to work right now within this localhost because this value is still not going to be the correct value that's going to match up within my HTML. So I need to add in one more update here, and what I want to do is return back the index of, and what this is going to do, this is going to return back what the position of that slash is. So let's take a look at this now and see what's being returned back. So I can see that it's being returned back 16. I've got a numeric value, and essentially what's happening here is that it's telling me that this slash is located in the string of 16, the 16th position, and that whatever is afterwards, then if I could strip that out, then I could add in, so I can make a check of that using another function in JQuery. So it's going to be similar, and we do substring. And what substring does is it allows us to select via that position of where that slash is located and take the rest of the remaining content. So I'm just seeing if I've got all of my brackets properly. So I need one more bracket here. So now what we're doing is taking a substring and adding in, it's taking the substring and we're going to take that position. So let's take a look at what's being returned back now. So we've got products, we've got about, and we've got index. So getting better, but one other thing we need to add in, because it's taking the position of the slash, and we want to take the starting position of +1, which is just after the slash. So now, oops, I think there was a problem there. So let's quickly take a look at that. So I actually put it into the wrong spot. And that's one of the things here that working with all of these closing brackets, sometimes it's a little bit hard when you're looking quickly. But now we're able to return back the value of the page. So just get that one page value. And now all we need to do is update and add in the active classes. And jQuery's got a really nice function, a nice clean function for that as well. So within the next lesson, I'm going to quickly run through that, as I know I've been going really quickly through jQuery, but it's not essential in order to set up your website, but it's just a nice to know, and it's just nice to know how to use jQuery in case you are making a larger website and you want to have a little bit more dynamic capability within your HTML code. So in the next lesson, I'm going to finish off this jQuery part of the course and update how we can add in this selected class dynamically using jQuery. So that's coming up.